Here we are, it's 5 o'clock, and we're off the clock with B. Scott. Today we got Monster Michael Todd. He's back with us today, and couldn't be happier. We had a really good time last time, and we got some very exciting things to talk about. What do you think?
I mean, we got some good stuff, man. I'm happy to be back. Had a great time. I feel like I talked a lot last time, so I'll probably talk more this time. But it was awesome. I'm happy to be here. Like you said, we have a lot of cool and exciting stuff to talk about. I think we left off at the last one, like with the bicep injury and surgery or something.
Yeah,
like
we
that.
got all the way through your history, and we got to where you tore your bicep.
Right.
Tore your bicep.
So this is genuinely, that could have been a very bad situation for me. I'm not a person who really suffers much from depression, but I've never not lifted more than a week in my life. I've never taken more than a week off from the gym. Yeah. So after my surgeon repaired me, I thought I was going to be able to start competing left-handed like in 6 weeks. He goes, no. He goes, what, you tell me you can control if you hit real fast left hand that you don't jerk your right arm? Well, yeah, I can do that. He goes, no, you can't. He goes, so I thought I was going to be back competing in 6 weeks.
Wow.
I couldn't train for 13 weeks.
So you couldn't do left or right just because your right arm was down.
Yeah, he told me he didn't want, because I wasn't even going to compete. Like I told you at the end of that last tournament, I went ahead and just competed without my right arm on the table. I was going to do the same thing. I was going to have an brace. He's like, no, dude. He's like, if you hit hard on go, I see how explosive you are. If you hit hard
he knows.
And something tensions up in that right arm and you mess up what I just fixed, you're looking at a much longer recovery. So knowing that and knowing I wasn't going to be able to train for 13 weeks and trying to avoid possibly sinking into depression or another food addiction period of my life where I just didn't care and got really, really fat and out of shape, I thought, hey, let's come up with another plan. So that plan was, I love, if you guys have went to Monster Mike Todd, you've seen my home gym, the Monster Factory. Oh, yeah. It's an amazing space. I mean, it's 2,000 square foot. It's awesome. We hold all our live events. We film all of our content there. It's my personal gym. It's where I train at. So if I never outgrew that, I'm blessed beyond measure. But I thought, hey, I have an opportunity. Let's see what I can do about expanding the space, right? So I went, and I'm a guy who will go on Instagram and find a metal building company and just say, hey, I have very interesting collaboration. Would you like to talk, you know? Yeah. Fortunately, I found Merit Construction out of Dallas, and he's like, yeah, I love it. Let's do it. So we have added a 5,000 square foot space. It's 5,000 on top of the 2,000. So
you over doubled it.
Yeah, so it'll be 7,000 square foot heated and cooled when it's done. Indoor basketball goal, climbing walls, all kind. I mean, it's a recovery
facility.
It's insane. Like it's the ultimate adult playground.
Absolutely.
I'm actually going to have like an indoor sprint ninja warrior course. You were at the house, so you've seen the outdoor obstacle course we have.
No, it's sweet. It's sweet.
We're like, it's awesome. So to do this, I thought, you know, like I said earlier in the last episode, our brand was fortunate enough to do over 120 million views last year across our social platforms. Well, we're continuing to grow. We're right now we're almost 550 total subscribers and followers. And I thought, well, companies contact me all the time to do integrations and stories and reels. And so I just put together some packages and came up with the Monster Factory Supporter Wall of Fame. So there's a 40 foot long, 10 foot tall wall that will divide the garage to the gym.
Yep.
And I thought, instead of painting that wall, why not wrap it and put all the people who are helping me make this dream become reality, put their logo on the wall. And that's how it all started. So for the last 5 or 6 months, construction has started. Obviously, there's been delays because there's always delays.
Oh yeah. Especially in today's age.
Yeah, and
constantly.
So 100%, right? It's the craziest thing. And I'm such a stickler. Like I'm so literal. This is off topic. This is exactly me. So someone's like, oh, I know guys who's twice the size of you. I'm like, oh, you know a 12'6", 600-pound guy? That guy's amazing. I mean, because I'm extremely literal. Like, hey, there's not a person twice the size of me. But I guess there could be twice as heavy as me.
Yeah.
But as far as I know, no one has like 42-inch arms. So
that's right.
But so I'm that literal, right? So when I'm talking about construction times, I'm like, okay, so what's a worst case scenario? And he tells me, and then I'm like, what's the worst? So we're like 2 months behind already, but at the end of the day, it's going to be amazing. And that's how we found each other, right?
Yep, absolutely.
I got called about doing a podcast. I said, what amazing timing. God puts people in your life for a reason, I believe. And it just made sense for us to partner up with what we have coming, because the new space isn't just a training recovery event center where we hold the Monster Factory arm wrestling events. It really is going to be a social media influencer collaboration center. I've already got commitments from like Hathor Bjornsson, the mountain from Game of Thrones, Eddie Hall, 1,100-pound deadlifter.
Oh, dude. Yeah. It's insane.
It's like the muscle.
Insane people. Like, these are not just normal everyday people. These are like freaks.
The very best of the best.
The best of the best.
You know what I'm saying? So, and to be able to call these guys friends, like how I met Thor was when we were living in Dubai. I got to go play top golf with him, right?
Yeah.
And then I got on the table, worked with him some. I met him last year after I had that partial tear at the Rogue Invitational. It's hilarious. I really thought this video would have done better. I'm sorry I'm talking so much again. But we did a video. So my bicep was messed up. I was supposed to collab with Thor. And I'm like, well, I can't arm wrestle. What can I do? well, I need to squat something. Where can I find something heavy to squat? So then Thor comes over and I put Thor on my back and start squatting him.
Dang.
How that video did not go viral, I have no idea. Because
I know that's kind of strange. You think
that on my back and I'm squatting him, so that was pretty cool. But so all these guys are they're happy to be involved, and because we're doing it in a way that most of the time when influencers get together, you film whatever their niche is.
That's right.
Like you're gonna come to me and we're gonna do an arm wrestle video. I'm gonna come to you and we're gonna do a weightlifting video, strongman, whatever. When they come to the new facility, it's gonna be a challenge center.
Absolutely.
Indoor basketball. With Thor played college basketball. Brian Shaw played college basketball.
Yeah.
Running the obstacle course, the Sprint Ninja Warrior course. I mean, I've got an arcade game sponsored. Like I've got a Galaga cabinet that's got 516 games on it. So it's just gonna be. Like
I'm just imagining Eddie over there shooting free throws.
For real.
Listen, could not see it.
When this thing gets done and then we have the in-ground pool in the back, imagine playing basketball. Yeah. I can see me and Eddie playing horse doing tricks off the diving board. I'm like, this is fun.
Hey, y'all better get a thick diving board.
These are big guys.
These are big guys. Right?
Well, yeah, so
take two of them together.
That's what's exciting about it is the fact that we're going to be able to get all these cool, interesting influencers and people. I mean, this is one that you probably have a younger crowd, but for the guys out there that are watching that are my age, we even have Christy Swanson, the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She's going to come in and collab with us. So
that's going to be cool.
We met her through a partner, Nine Line Apparel. I was at their charity event. It was so awesome. Met her, been friends ever since. She's going to come out. So it's just going to be a cool space. And, you guys being on the wall, us being able to collaborate, do even more stuff together. Moving forward, I think the Monster Factory, we're in phase 3. Phase 4 is something that's even going to be bigger. And I'll go ahead and share this. No one else knows this information yet. But the way phase 3 came about, the way the new edition came about, I saw the backyard that I'd never really seen before. And I thought, okay, we can turn this into an outdoor entertainment space, right? So that's where the whole pool comes in and everything else. But I'm going to create a bunkhouse. We're going to create a pool house out of some shipping containers, build a place on top of it, have 16 custom bunk beds built. And it'll be the Monster Factory bunkhouse. And I'll be able to house a coach. I'd be the other coach. We'd have 16 athletes. I could film my own reality TV show right there on property, right? Just like
Ultimate Fighter. Dude, that's it.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's next level.
That's going to be so entertaining, though. Well, especially because you're going to be there coaching them up.
Exactly.
You're going to see everybody get better or get worse. It's just going to be nice.
I'm a guy, because of my martial arts background, has followed UFC since UFC 1. But the masses started following UFC because of Ultimate Fighter, Stephen Bonner, Forrest Griffin, right? That house is a proven model. It's a proof of concept. It works.
It does.
So the reason arm wrestling, in my opinion, is not mainstream yet, it's twofold. One, we have no product to endorse. Every other sports, there's a baseball, there's a baseball bat, there's somebody to get behind you who can manufacture a product that you sell to everyone.
Yes.
If you're a redneck, you can put together an arm wrestling table.
Half the time it's just a tailgate.
Dude, for real, right?
Most of the time.
Picnic tables, the trucks, whatever, right? We've done it everywhere. Remember back in the day, you'd be denting the hood of a truck, smashing somebody? Well, good times.
Maybe just you.
I've dented so many trucks.
I've never dented anybody's truck.
I've got my knuckle prints all over trucks across America.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so to me, it's exciting of what potentially could happen from this, because first was we don't have a product to endorse. That's our biggest issue, I think, why there hasn't been more funding towards arm wrestling. Second is you have to create a character.
Yep.
If you just watch two people arm wrestle, you might be entertained for a little bit.
You won't get attached to it.
Well,
why do I want this guy to win more than that guy?
Absolutely.
I mean, there has to be. I see exactly what you're saying.
Without a doubt. And there's so many characters in arm wrestling. There's people from, just your hardworking, careers and laborers to, professionals, from mechanics, engineers, doctors, all kinds of people who compete in the sport, right? All over the world. We got one dude with like almost a 200 IQ. It's unbelievable. It's insane. So all kinds of people compete in the sport, and there's so many different characters, but we haven't been able to expose the masses to these characters because there hasn't been an outlet.
So you're trying to bring them into a environment, everybody together,
exactly,
and build on everybody's characters, and it not only will it be cool and entertaining, but it's going to help push arm wrestling.
In my opinion, if we get phase 4 done, it'll change the face of arm wrestling forever, because there will be those characters. There will be those. I mean, we will find a reason to cheer for this guy or that guy, or hate this guy or hate that guy or whatever. But
it's the same,
I'm excited.
It's the same thing we did with the racers on our race teams.
Right.
We made a Mercury team and a Yamaha team, and we're starting to build the character. Everybody's kind of falling into their groove. Who are they? Who am I? I'm the guy that gets mad. Okay. I'm the guy.
It's always one of those.
I'm the guy that's always I'm always broke down, And people are starting to mold into who they are, and it's great. So I think that's a wonderful idea. And as soon as you know, we were tossing around ideas for people to bring on the podcast and interview. And my mom, there again, you're a super fan, my mom.
There you go.
She was like, Michael Todd lives right there in Hot Spring. Went to Magnet Cove. I was a couple grades younger than him, blah, blah,
Right.
blah, you know. And I was like, that'd be perfect. And then, you know, we hit you up about that, and then just one thing led to another, and I'm definitely super excited about the Monster Factory.
Oh, yeah. So here we go. I guess this is going to be the first announcement right here. So
It-
because Havoc Boats and I are partnered, you're on the Supporter Wall of Fame. You're one of our partners for what we're doing, Monster Factory 2.0. Anyone who's involved in that, who has any type of pulling background, you've never competed, but you have a table, and I know you love arm wrestling, right? You've never been to an actual tournament, but
That's
you
right.
have been training. So you will get your inaugural match, the first event out of the way at Monster Factory 5. So we have found you an opponent. He is a massive-handed individual. Like
so
the guy's
pumped.
hand's enormous, and I know you're gonna be coming up to do some training with me soon. But yes,
I cannot wait.
December 1st and 2nd, live on Monster Factory, live on Monster Michael Todd on YouTube, on my Facebook as well. You get to see B. Scott arm wrestle in competition for the first time. So
You don't even know how everybody around here is sick of me already. And it's only been like 6 days since you told me. I got bands tied to all my OS handles in my truck.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I'm on my console like over the top, you
oh,
know.
that's so funny because that's real, right?
Of course. You know, at least as far as I know.
100%, bro. I mean, there's so many people who have the bands like underneath. They'll have the door closed on the band. They're sitting there doing pronation with them and all kinds of stuff. Or I've seen people rip the oh crap handle out of the cars because they've wrapped the band around it, pulled too hard, and ripped it out of the car.
Man, I hope mine don't do that. I thought about it. I was like, what if it does that?
It's definitely a possibility. I mean,
Oh well.
right? Whatever it takes to win, buddy.
Whatever
Whatever it takes to win.
Whatever you gotta do to win.
Yeah, so super excited to have you on that card. That's going to be a lot of fun because I genuinely think it'll be the most watched arm wrestling event in 2023 in North America for sure. It is going to be free, so we're not doing a pay-per-view platform.
Yeah.
We're doing a sponsorship platform, so people will sponsor the event. They'll get integrations into the show, all that stuff. That's how we're going to fund it. But because it's a new space, because no one will have seen the Monster Factory 2.0 at that point, it'll be the first event that we do in there live. I think a lot of people are going to be tuning in. So no pressure, but you're going to have a lot of people watching it.
Man, that's fine. Yeah, I think I got like 68 days.
Oh, he's got it down to the days.
I got 68 days left.
All right.
And let me tell you something. That also comes with 68 nights. And we're gonna pull some serious hours.
All right. You got.
I'm beyond pumped. You don't even know. Like
I'm happy.
I get myself so worked up. I haven't slept in the last two nights.
Okay, well, that's not good.
Just laid in bed and thought about it.
Okay, so I dream about it. So
I was pulling and I was just.
Rebecca will fall asleep on my arm sometimes, and then she'll wake up. You're arm wrestling, because I'll be like choking her. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm drag hooking her. You know, so she's like, oh God.
She better hope you never get a hold of her.
Right. Yeah, it wasn't that bad when I didn't have any range of motion, but now I got disclosed range of motion. Yeah,
And now you're just swinging a log around.
yeah, she'll be tapping to submit soon. But yeah, so it's funny. It's because it gets in your blood, and that's what happened to me when I first started.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I said, I took third that day, and then I went home and built some.
It's the loss that just motivates you, and then you get so deep and invested into it that you see your gains, and it's addicting.
Of course,
It's like success is a drug.
but it's a good drug.
It's a good one. It's like the only good drug you can get.
Exactly right. The thing is, man, I mean, we talked about this in the last one. Is just a driven person can accomplish anything, you know, if you put your mind to it. And like I said, this entire project is being funded through advertising. Like, and my wife is just, I feel so bad because I cause her so much anxiety and stress because I did this with no money. Like, I didn't have the money. I was like, build it, they'll come. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I build it, people want to be on the wall, right? And that really is how it's worked. I just had enough belief and faith that what I was doing was significant enough that once, and I genuinely believe, you know, that wall could be covered 10 times over. It's just people don't know the opportunity exists. They don't know what's being done. And we talked about it previously about me being recognized. In Hot Springs, where I live, within 30 miles of where I live, there's probably 100,000 people. Probably less than 1,000 people know the world champ lives in Hot Springs. And a lot of that's my fault because I have not went out and publicly promoted myself, right?
Self-promoted yourself.
And it's because I'm in front of people so much when I'm out there. I keep a very close circle when I'm coming home. But I love where I live. I love Hot Springs.
Yeah.
I love Arkansas. I mean, I would love to be an advocate for promoting Visit Hot Springs or Travel Arkansas because I think we have an amazing gym
It
here.
is very beautiful.
I love this place.
Area is so beautiful.
I mean, And so, yeah, I will be doing a lot more locally too, in partnerships like this. I think there's a lot of things we can do. Some cool beat the chance where I take on all comers.
I got some ideas on some strength challenges for you and the big guys.
All right, there you go. I like it.
We'll get some boats involved.
Yeah, sounds like fun. Oh yeah, I remember that one. Oh god, that's a good one. That's
that one's gonna be cool. That one's gonna be really cool.
That might
Y'all
be
have
hard
to
too.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, that might be a little hard, but I like it. So, what else we got? I mean, that's. I mean, yeah.
Really, I think that everything coming up is just so bizarre how it worked out for us that we're just kind of rolling this thing through and keeping all of our options open, and we're like, who knows what we'll be doing, you know? Like,
exactly.
You want to go skydiving. We've still been actively searching.
Have you found someone that let me skydive at this weight?
Not yet.
See, I told you it's a problem.
It is an issue. I was like, when you told me that,
like, that guy's crazy.
I was like, all right, he's a pretty big guy.
Yeah,
you know? I mean,
a little bit.
How much
Slightly
does he
bigger
weigh?
than
It's like
average.
265.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't know about that.
So say, just to fill you guys in, I've been wanting to skydive for about a decade. And everywhere I go, even in Dubai, you cannot weigh over 100 kilograms, which is 220 pounds. Now, I did tell you I did make it to 231 back in January, but I would have not have made another 10 pounds. That was a water cut and everything from like 250 to
That's
get to
crazy.
221. So 220 is just not realistic. And that's 220 completely naked. So they're not letting me skydive naked. So there's no way I'm making that weight limit. You know,
there's got to be somebody out there.
Somebody out there that wants to see this guy skydive, right? Because to me, you know, people are like, why would you jump out of a perfectly good plane? Because I want to. Like, I want to challenge myself. There's things that I want to do in this world, and jumping out of a plane
is one.
The moment they say jump, I will, without hesitation,
jump out,
backflip out that plane. I mean, I'm out. Let's go.
See ya.
I want to feel that rush. I want to feel that experience, and most of my life is that way.
Yeah.
My wife hates it because she thinks I'm accident prone, and I'm like, honey, I'm not accident prone. I'm just I'm big, and when I fall, they happen to be big falls. Right? If I was a small guy falling, it wouldn't be that big a deal. But I'm a bigger than average guy. When I fall, it causes problems. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm not going to stop living life just because I do occasionally take the fall or two.
And that's what makes life exciting, though, is going and do extreme things. You know, like those people that just kind of just go through life. You know, they don't really push themselves or have really anything they want to go do. I mean, it's so rewarding when you step out of your comfort zone and do something. And then it's like instant gratification for it. Like you just
without a doubt. And
so nice.
And it's not. I'm not condemning someone for wanting to just have a normal slow pace. That's great. If that's what works for you, awesome. For me personally, in my own life, mediocrity disgusts me.
Yeah,
being average and being normal. Because like I said in the previous podcast, I feel like I'm disrespecting the gifts that have been given to me if I don't try to fulfill my potential. So I'm just a guy that wants to go hard. You know what I mean?
You want to live life to the fullest.
Yeah. I mean, without a doubt.
Let's say 1/8 mile at a time. What was that on the Fast and Furious movie?
Oh,
eighth mile at a time.
That's a good series of movies. Oh, so hey, did you know that I was on SWAT? The series SWAT.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I was a cult member. And this is a funny story. So we're out
Wait
there.
a minute. Yeah. I want to say I've seen that scene before.
Season 3, episode 2, Bad Faith. I'm still getting royalties from it. I still get SAG-AFTRA checks every month.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, it was like in 2019. So here's the deal.
We're going to have to pull that clip up.
Dude, it's awesome. I look awesome.
Are you got head tattoos?
No, because what it is, and it's so funny because the woman that plays my mother is actually younger than me. So they dyed my beard. I did, once they dyed my beard without the gray in it, I did look probably early 30s or something. I looked pretty, they threw a little makeup on me, but could have been the lighting. I'm not sure. But so how that whole thing happened is I defended my WAO world title in Richmond, Virginia in 2019 in June. They had scheduled me a match in LA, July. Yeah. Well, I beat the guy so bad that they're like, you're going to crush this next dude. We're going to pull you off the card. But we still want you to come out. Well, I was somewhat crushed because now I don't get my appearance fee or my win bonus.
Yeah.
So now you're just paying me to come out. I don't get I'm supposed to arm wrestle for money here.
That's right. Like you just cut me off.
Another blessing. So I get out there, and the day before the event, I would normally just be in my room chilling. And Kenny Johnson plays Luca on SWAT. Well, he's actually an amateur world champion. So he's like, hey, come out and hang out on set. So I go out there. We meet Shamar Moore. And we have Shamar Moore call her daughter. And like, we're the best parents in the world because he's like, baby girl, because he's a dude off Criminal Minds. All the girls out there, they watch, they know who he is.
Of course.
And so super cool experience. And we're meeting everybody. Got to meet everybody. Super cool. And then two guys are like, what's the guy's name? Are you Zuma? I'm like, what's Zuma? He goes, Zuma, the character for next week's episode. I'm like, huh? And my wife started going, say yes, say yes. Well, we were going to
she's like pulling at your sleeve.
Seriously,
yes,
we were leaving the next day to go to Vegas for an anniversary celebration, right? And she's like, honey, just say yes. I'm like, well, I guess I'm Zuma. So they had already hired a guy. They fired him, still paid him.
Wow.
Paid a penalty because I wasn't SAG certified in the time.
Yeah.
So they paid a penalty because I wasn't SAG. Paid me SAG wages, and then Rebecca got to hang out on set the 3 days, like watch the cameras and everything. So we have a video on our YouTube from
cool.
super fan to paid actor. It was pretty cool. So
that is cool.
Yeah, I got shot though. They killed me, so I can't come back. I'd have to shave the beard to get another.
Yeah, you done burned. That.
Well, I was like, why'd y'all have to kill me?
I'll come back for next season.
I was pouring gas on folks and everything. It was cool.
So you have never tried to like get on any kind of like TV other than?
Okay, so I missed a speaking role on Jason Statham's movie Homefront.
Okay.
In 2013, by one day. I was in Morro Bay, California. Like, hey, if you can be on set tomorrow, we got a role for you. I got there a day late, so I just got to hang out with him on set. And this is when he had the whole wig on and stuff. But after the SWAT thing, I actually did get an agent just outside of Atlanta, and I feel like I was close to getting a couple of roles. And like one of them was Burn Notice with the Rock and Ryan Reynolds. Yeah. And it was one of the Russian prison guards. And I was so pissed when I watched that show because I was like, dude, I could have did way better than that dude. But yeah, so I never had any more roles, but I'm down for it, man. Put me in a movie with like
that fits your mindset perfect. I could have been that guy.
I'm definitely that dude. I would
have been way better than he is.
Because there's a couple of people out there that like The Rock. I'd like to meet The Rock because he's super successful. His story's impressive. I mean, he had like $6 or $7 in his wallet. Now he's highest paid actor in the world. Yeah. But I want to see if we're the same size because, they over-exaggerate wrestlers' height all the time. Like
when you see him even on the big screen, like in the movies, you just look like this monster of a human being. But then I see you in real life, and I'm thinking, how can anybody be bigger than this guy?
Well, so what's so funny about that, and I appreciate that, it means the world, because Rebecca keeps wanting me to be introduced to somebody, and somebody goes, oh, I thought you'd be bigger. Like, you probably didn't see Roadhouse years ago, Patrick Swayze. Did you ever see it? I think so. Okay, so he's the bouncer, he's the cooler in this show, and he wasn't a large guy, and everybody's like, oh, I thought you'd be bigger. Rebecca keeps wanting someone to say that to me, but every time someone sees me, like, oh my God, you're so much bigger in person. I'm like, yes, because I'm around huge people in all my videos. It's like I'm around some.
Yeah, you're not around like little guys.
You put me in a group of normal people, I stand out. You put me around a bunch of really strong big dudes, kind of average. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so it's kind of funny.
It is. It's completely different than what. And the thing is, it's hard for me to imagine you walking around Hot Springs. People don't just know who you are, just based off of your physique. Because as an arm wrestler, you have like a specific look. I'm not saying that you're small anywhere else, but you just have amazingly huge forearms and biceps.
Well, I mean,
like you're big all around. Like you can tell that you hit everything.
Right.
Like you're a fit guy, but to get forearms and biceps like that, it's a specific thing.
Well, it's a lot of years. Oftentimes, it comes with really hardworking manual laborers. People are like, who's stronger, gym guys or pipe fitters or mechanics or carpenters,
bricklayers,
dudes, hay haulers, shrimp boat dudes? Those guys are strong. Anybody that works with their hand, arm wrestling is so much about hand strength and hand dominance. The one thing is a big myth is squeezing strength. People think it's important in arm wrestling. Well, can you close a Captain Crush gripper or this gripper? I'm like, no, because anytime you try to
climber type thing.
Well, and those are fingertip strength. That's good, but they don't even squeeze. They clamp. Yeah. Clamping strength is very important in arm wrestling. If you ever try to close a very heavy gripper, when you squeeze it, your knuckles will bend back past your wrist. So it'll bend back past your wrist. Well, an arm wrestler doesn't want to be this way. We want to be this way forward. So we do clamping stuff. We get big fat handles, spinning handles, and you spread your hand across it and you clamp it. So the pressure's in your fingertips. Squeezing, I'm never going to grab your hand and try to squeeze it. So people shake your hand and try to squeeze real hard. That's cool. And mine's decent.
Cool, but I bet you can't beat me in arm wrestling.
I mean, you hook your truck up, see if you can pin me. But, yeah, I mean, it's funny though, because people will want to. I get the head nod a lot when you walk past people. And Rebecca, I don't notice any of this stuff, but she says we'll be walking past other couples or whatever in the middle, stick their chest out.
Oh,
when they walk by me, and it's so funny because I don't notice any of it.
Yeah, you just carrying on with your life. But I imagine everybody around you's like.
And the thing is, like I said,
guys with big beards are probably like fluffing it out to overcompensate for like the fact
I do get a lot of beard compliments. I get beard compliments all the time. It's funny, and it'll be from the most diverse group of people who will compliment the beard. It can be the biker looking dude. Yeah. It can be the girl. It can be I mean, it's the most diverse group of people. Like, dude, that's an epic beard. I'm like, oh, I appreciate it. You know,
I feel like the beard connects to everybody.
yeah, maybe.
And
maybe.
I seen some videos of you back before you had a beard, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't even know some
You're
of the
like, "Who is
videos.
that guy?"
I didn't even know it was you. Had no idea it was you. I was like, "Who is this?" And it was like Michael Todd.
All right, so we'll have to find a
it has to be
video
the beard.
or a picture of me from my Lipo6 fitness model days and put it up for this because I do not look like the same person.
So fitness model days, you're going for the slick, just big and toned.
Yeah, so I was 195 pounds, single digit body fat, probably waist probably measured. They put a tape around it, probably 30 inches.
Yeah.
Chest was probably 47 or so. So I had a nice taper, nice shape, pretty boy. Didn't really have to shave or anything then because I didn't really have a lot of body hair. My wife will not let me shave or anything, like, because my muscles would show much better if I didn't have so much hair.
Yeah, you see all the time those bodybuilders shaving their arms and
everything.
legs.
Like Rebecca's like, listen, there's a reason why people like to lay on bearskin rugs. So I was like, all right, cool, sweetheart, whatever. You know, this is for you.
That's her thing.
She does not. She says if I shave, there's going to be that whole prickly part. It comes out like, and I know some people who shave their arms and they have the coarsest hair. Like you're like, what's up, Holmes? And you touch him like, dude.
You about started
Like,
fire.
why you so prickly?
About started like Velcro.
It's bad. Like
Get two of them get together and they get locked
like
up.
you get somebody who's got really coarse hair and they shave it, and just touch it because it like that day it's horrible. You know,
crazy. See, that's something you have to keep up with all the time. That's too much.
Listen, this shaved head thing, I look like Dr. Phil half the time because I don't shave this. Like I have this whole bald spot back here, and
You just rock it.
yeah, that's when a ball cap. That's when I put the Havoc ball cap on. You know what I mean?
Just hide it just a little bit.
There you go.
Along with it.
Yeah, I
can see that.
I roll with it. It's funny because I have to shoot some content, and I'm like, can I shoot this video with the cap on, or do I have to shave my head?
Dude, I need to shave my head.
Dang it, I gotta go shave my
Do
head.
you use like electric trimmer or is it a straight up just razor?
Okay, so I've been sponsored by several different,
I didn't even think about that. I should have asked because you would think like if you got a shaved head, you would ideally probably be sponsored by like
there's been
Gillette or something.
like Gillette. We got to work on Gillette, guys. If anybody out there with a Gillette, we got to get with Gillette. So, but yeah, so
add that to the list.
yeah, but yeah, it's just different things on Instagram, different shavers, electric shavers. They never seem to get as smooth as a regular shave. So if I don't have to be super clean, I'll just do those. But if it needs to be a slick back, I'll just get the razor. I actually sliced my head open today. But yeah, man.
Do you ever miss spots?
All the time.
And she's like, hey,
Oh yeah.
come here.
She's like, honey, you screwed up your whole head. I'm like, well, thanks. I couldn't
See,
see it.
Dad buzz cuts his, and he'll leave like patches on me, like pumpkin patches of just long hair.
Listen, it happens, bro. It happens.
So let me ask you something. So you're getting ready. You got the Monster Factory. You big things coming there, right?
Right.
Well, you're also training hard. Is this gonna be your comeback story? Is this gonna be your?
Yeah. So here's the deal. This is my honest belief. So when you're competing, I'll actually have a left-handed match, and I've had 3 left-handed matches at about a 4-week period recently, and I've been undefeated so far left-handed. The level of competition has not been as high as I'm used to, but it's kind of me getting back into form, right? So I will probably compete a couple of tournaments still, and then on December 2nd, I'll have the left-handed main event or co-main event match. The right arm will be unveiled probably East versus West 11, which is an organization out of Istanbul, Turkey. And I don't know if it'll be a top 10 in the world guy or what that I'll go against, but I wholeheartedly believe that with this new range of motion, I'm already way further along than I thought.
Do you feel? Are you super confident? Like, do you like really feel that like, hey, I'm gonna come back with some more?
So here's
more
the deal.
technique.
So if anybody's watched my social media, they know that I have a training partner who's over 400 pounds. Like my wife nicknamed me the gorilla because he looks as close to a human gorilla as possible. One of the strongest human beings I've ever seen. I've seen him take a master lock and snap it off with his bare hands.
Dang.
And I'm already extremely competitive with him on the right arm, especially in the straps, which is where he's most dominant. So the right arm is coming back, I think, at a level higher than it's ever been.
Really?
Because I'll have access to all the tools that I used to have prior to the injuries. Plus, I have the strong hand, wrist, and I have a bigger drive now than I've ever had. So at this point in my career, prior to the injury, I was debating on what level I wanted to compete at.
Yeah.
Like, do I want to keep going after number 1 in the world? Do I want to, just kind of hit the circuit, go do social media, travel around the RV, you saw the RV. We got
Yeah, dude. It's
super
sweet.
cool RV. We just need
I love the colors.
it works really well. It's
I
kinda,
love the
I mean, we just
colors.
need a Havoc both sign on the side.
That's right. We'll have to work on that.
Exactly. But it looks cool, right? So I didn't know what I want to do. But once arm wrestling got taken from me,
Yeah.
I realized I wasn't done yet. I realized I wasn't done competing at that elite world-class level. So I think now I have a greater drive maybe than I've ever had. Even than the first time I climbed to the top. I think this one's going to be more satisfying because now, and this is what's funny. So I'm not the guy that you would look at and think gets bullied. Right?
Yeah.
But cyberbullying is a real thing. And every single day, someone online is running their mouth.
Oh, man.
You know,
Telephone toughies, is that what we're talking about?
oh my God, dude. And so
Keyboard warriors.
so many people, because of COVID, because of the explosion of arm wrestling, we have so many of these new guys who think they're experts, right? And they're following the sport and they're bashing me and I'm done. I should retire and blah, 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 blah. So it isn't for them, but it would be a nice byproduct of me
It would
climbing
be.
at the top just to like,
Shove
well,
it right.
there
in
you
their
go,
face.
guys. You might have thought I was done, but
Yeah.
I'm just getting started. So
Yeah. You thought.
yeah, the next competition for my right arm will probably be January. And then I've signed a contract where I'll do 3 to 5 events internationally every year for the next 3 years. Istanbul, Dubai, back and forth from those places. And then I plan on going back on the road in the RV next year and just doing a left-handed tour. Remember I told you I was going to try and do the quest for 100?
Yeah.
I was going to try to do that in 1 year with just, both arms. I don't think I can get 100 left-hand first places in a year, but I might try.
It'd be worth a try.
Yeah, I
might
mean,
as well.
it's half as many opportunities because I only get to use one
Yeah,
arm.
that's right.
And it's because the right arm is contracted to the other organizations. So
Oh, I didn't even think about that. So whenever you get signed into these contracts, you're basically signing in your one arm to a contract. And do they have like stipulation where you can't use your right arm?
well, they have a lot of stipulations, which I did not agree to, and I'll tell you why. Remember I told you I want to live my life to the fullest, right?
Yeah.
I am actively searching a celebrity boxing match. So
Oh,
if you're out there and you want to set up a celebrity boxing match with me, between me and another 265
Yeah.
pound, 270 pound guy, let's make it happen.
who would you like to box? You got somebody in when you envision yourself boxing in a celebrity boxing match. You got somebody.
I honestly do not. I would fight Mike Tyson for the right amount of money. I mean, I don't care.
Yeah.
I do have a price tag, so I'm willing to put my life and limb on the line for if it's,
I ain't cheap.
if it's going to support the family, right? But
Yeah.
I would like to honestly, in best case scenario, I find someone who has a similar skill set. So I'm a striker, but I'm a martial artist, so I would need to get much more proficient at boxing, which I think I'd have a 12 to 16 week training camp, which I would do at the Monster Factory because you saw how big the space is. I'd just bring
Dude, you can do anything there.
yeah, that's the plan. Because if it happens and someone sets it up, I'm just going to bring a boxing ring in and have my trainers come train me there versus me going out to train. But if it happens, I'd like to fight someone similar skill level, but I don't want it to be a one-off. I'd like to get several fights under. I mean, I think.
You want to like actually get into it a little bit.
Listen, man. Sometimes you just need to get hit.
I agree with that.
I honestly,
There's a lot of people that need to just get hit,
this is true.
especially the people that talk through the telephone.
Yeah, I mean, I can't get into
A lot of
the
them guys
microphone,
need to get
but the biggest thing is, I mean, as a man, some people are not going to relate to this, and if you don't understand, I feel like at some time at our core, we have a warrior spirit, a combatant spirit, and
I agree with that.
It's not that I want to hit someone, but I want to get hit. I want to be in a fight. I want to feel alive.
Well, combat is a tool. It's
yeah.
a survival tool.
I mean, arm wrestling is the closest thing you can do to fighting without getting hit in the face. But I think I need to get in the ring and share, share some licks, share some blood,
Get it out.
and let's go. When we were kids, like when I grew up, man, if you had a problem, you steps outside, you handled it, and then shake hands after. We don't live in that world anymore.
And the thing was that you weren't mad about it after.
No, man, you're good.
I mean, you might get into it over some stupid.
Yeah.
But like once you get it over with, it's like, hey, we're good. You want to go? I mean, we can go play basketball.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, yeah. So the right arm's contracted, and they say don't do anything that could hurt you. And I'm like, listen, guys, I'm going to fight. So understand that these stipulations do not apply to me. so if you want to sign me, this is my rule. Like, if
but I will be fighting. I will be trying to skydive.
yeah, I'm going to be jumping out of stuff. I'm going to be doing stupid stuff. But yeah, let's roll. So my left arm has not been as competitive as my right arm in the last decade, most likely. So my biggest wins are right-handed. Although, like I said, half my national titles, half my world titles are left-handed. the association just wanted my right arm. Now, does that mean they won't sign me a left-handed match? No, but I'm contracted exclusively with my right. I can still do right-handed matches at Monster Factory, any events that I promote, but my left arm is free to compete wherever I want. So
wherever,
anywhere I want to go, if someone's out there wants
wherever my left hand takes me.
Exactly. So that opens up a lot of doors for us because, like I said, traveling in the RV, and this is another thing I want to share, like all the inspiration stuff and all the stuff we've done in both these episodes, great. Hopefully it helps people want to become better and
absolutely
push themselves
motivate
further.
you to do something, even if what you're doing you don't think has a place, or I mean, you didn't think of the fair, you'd be arm wrestling still to this day.
Of course not. Yeah.
Just let life take you where it's going to take you, but just give your best.
Without a shadow of doubt.
It.
The other thing that I want to share is I don't care how old you are. If you haven't traveled, you haven't lived. There's a whole world out there to see, and I want to see as much of it as possible. So international travel to Europe and stuff like that is amazing. Like I tell people like, I sure wish I could do that. Well, dude, it's like a $1,200 flight round trip. Yeah. Just quit eating at the convenience store every day for like a few months. And you can go. Right. It's available to almost anyone. But what I really want to recommend is if you ever get a chance, hop in an RV, hop in your car, and travel the United States. We did that 2 years ago, and it was the most amazing experience. Some of the sunrises and sunsets and boondocking experiences on the Oregon coast and watching the waves crash in, and the Wyoming and Montana mountains, crossing the Continental Divide at almost 10,000, just spectacular life experiences. And I'm actually anxious to get back out on the road to see some more beautiful stuff. It's just awesome. So I highly recommend. I tell everyone, if you haven't traveled to the United States, go see it. There's so much. There's so many things that's exciting around the rest of the world, but you can spend the rest of your life just traveling to the United States and see something new all the time. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, I really enjoy it too. Me and Dad here in the last couple of years have gotten into out of state hunting a bunch. So we've been actually going to several different states, either turkey hunting or deer hunting.
Cool.
And it's just so pretty out there. Like,
dude, it's gorgeous.
You know, it's a whole different landscape. You know, you go out west, like you go towards central West Texas. It just it's like you're completely in a different place.
Absolutely.
And that, it's like if you haven't ever seen it before, it's hard to comprehend it. You may see it on TV, but it's a lot different when you're
it is
when you're looking at it.
Man, so we went to a place that we didn't even know was as exciting. There was Acadia National Park in Maine. I had no idea how beautiful that place was or that it even existed. Spectacular. And there's a sign that says the water is wicked cold, and it really is.
I believe it.
It was June or July, and I think the water was like 56 degrees.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. We've done a bunch of cool stuff, man. That tour, like I said, we did both Duck Dynasty podcasts. I shot machine guns out of a helicopter with the Undertaker, yoga Diamond Dallas Page
with the Undertaker.
Dude,
yeah,
he's a cool dude, man. He's a cool dude. I like that guy.
Dude, that's fun. I've never got to go do it.
It's a lot.
I guarantee you that's fun.
Yeah. Just cool stuff like that. So that's some stuff we could do. We could start shooting guns out of a helicopter.
Hey, I'm in.
And then skydive. Whatever, we'll figure it out.
All you gotta do is say when.
All right, I'm down.
I'm down with us boating and having a paintball war.
That sounds fun to me.
Wild boating.
So listen, paintball is, it's what, the last 20, 30 years or so? When I grew up, it was BB guns.
It was like
we just shot each other BB guns.
There's still BBs, and all the older guys, their heads they couldn't walk through a metal
between detector. BB gun wars and fire or bottle rocket wars. Like that was my childhood.
Yeah.
That was exciting times. You light it, and then you'd make the little thing that you put the bottle rocket in and you shoot at somebody. Oh, man, we had
bazooka.
We had fun as kids, man. I don't know if the rest of you rednecks in Arkansas do that, but that's what we did.
That's right. And a whole bunch of arm wrestling, apparently.
A little bit of arm wrestling, yeah.
It's crazy. I'm excited to see you get back into it, really.
I'm chomping at the bit, dude. Seriously.
I know you're hungry.
Could go right now. I feel that I'm super competitive right now. Like I genuinely think
you're feeling dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not supposed to be here yet. And like I said, VitaCells hooked me up with a lot of stem cells. So the new facility. Did I tell you that? So Elevate Health is sending me my own hyperbaric chamber. It's going to get delivered October 12th.
Really?
So we was talking about recovery and everything else. Like I'm going to get to do an hour a day of hyperbaric recovery, and all that means is I'm going to get to train harder because the more you recover, the more you can train. Most people just focus on training, but you have to recover. The body needs to recover. That's what the cold plunging and sauna and red light therapy and all these different things that I'm blessed to have the right partners with to help me. And that's why I do believe that's going to be a contributing factor to me coming back better and stronger than I've ever been.
And on that note, you taking care of yourself like that and being able to recover, is that something you wish you could have told yourself 30 years ago or 25 years ago?
Without a shadow of a doubt. Like I just was so focused on work.
Just get better.
And mean, I didn't have health insurance for the first 20 years of my arm wrestling career. So
that's a rough sport not to have health insurance.
Dude, that's why when they finally x-rayed my arm, they're like, I saw over 70 fractures in your elbow.
God,
I'm like, yeah, I knew that hurt. I just kept going. I didn't know. I
gave it a day.
I was like, it hurt. Hell, what the? I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I probably won a half a dozen national titles with a fractured elbow.
And if you had 70, and I mean, you're getting multiple fractures a year. I mean, you're constantly arm wrestling on fractures.
So I know we talked previously about what could be one of my most enduring matches, toughest matches that I still won. Back in 2008 at a big mall in London, I was arm wrestling Marcio Barboza. And Marcio, he's a beast, dude. Yeah. 5-time WWF world champ. This is back in the day in 2008. He'd won 5 world titles. And I'd only won a couple at the time. I was a reigning Arm Wars world champion. I was WWC world champ. And we get into a match, and he cracks my wrist back in a bad position. And if you go back and watch that, we'll see if we can't find some clips. It looks like my arm's going to snap.
Oh, yeah.
There's one spot where he's got me, and I drive my shoulder like this, and I'm telling you, what kept my arm from snapping.
I've seen a bunch of clips I've seen several clips of you.
It was so bad.
Like in a position that makes me go,
oh, this was one of those. Now, this isn't the worst one. But as far as a comeback, I won 4 matches to 2. He pinned me once. I fouled out once. I pinned him 3 times. He fouled out once. But the transitions from the worst possible position to getting and here's the deal. No one in my entire arm wrestling career, if I've ever forcibly transitioned to a press, meaning you weren't so strong, you just let me get there. Like I moved your arm in a position where I could get my shoulder behind it, has ever stopped me from pressing. Now, I never was a big bench presser. As a kid, I was very weak at bench press. But I kept training, and back in 2007, I had a 520 bench. Most I've benched since then with 501. I blew my pec off 2016. 2016.
You ripped your pec?
Oh, dude. So 2016, I'm preparing for the World Championship Zloty Cup in Poland.
Of course.
And I tear my left lat. I'm pulling 605 on a deadlift, rip my left lat. So I keep training. 12 days later, because I have arm wrestling practice, left arm off the table, still pulling. 12 days later, each week I was going up 10 pounds on my bench and going up 1 extra rep on 405. So the week before I'd done 470 and did 405 for 7. This week I hit 480, was going for 405 for 8. On a 3rd rep, ripped my pec. So bad that the guy couldn't get it off of me. Like my spotter, it was on the way up and it just tears and it comes back. Well, he can't get over me. I tossed the 405 off of me, bounces off my thigh. How it didn't snap my humerus in half, I have no idea.
Dude.
I got the video. It's horrible.
Big guys need big spotters.
Big spotters.
That's a fact.
But so tore the pec then, and I've been back to maybe a 450 since then. But
are there any muscles other than like? I know you say obviously it's a pull game, right? So your back to some degree, it has to be really strong as well.
Right.
But I feel like the connection that goes through this arm all the way to the other arm that's on the peg.
Right.
I feel like the connection has a lot to do with it.
So the largest muscle used in arm wrestling is your back. But if your hand and wrist are not strong enough to support your back, it doesn't matter how strong your back is. That's when you drag back your wrist to open up. But the left hand on the peg can either be used as 2 different things. It can be used to pull for inside like a pec deck, like closing these things together. Or if you're trying to bend over and pick something up off the ground, if you picked it up without having this bracing something, are you stronger? Or if you brace this, which one's stronger?
It'd be stronger for brace.
Yeah, so this is a leverage point on the table. You push off the hand peg and you actually shove your abdomen into the tabletop, and you apply pressure with your abdomen in this, and you pull back. So this is counter pressure.
So, but you have to be strong.
So all that connection.
Hold it, though.
Oh yeah, if your hand and wrist isn't strong enough, your wrist will just open right up.
Makes sense.
So I mean, I'll get really, really strong people, and then the wrist will flop up. Like I think it's like 25 million on Facebook or something. I pulled the entire string cartel with Big Boy at the end. He's a 900+ pound deadlifter, huge, strong back. Wow. But his wrist would open right up.
Yeah, if your wrist ain't trained, don't matter what.
No.
It don't matter how strong you are. If your wrist gets folded, I imagine
you're attacking the weakest link, right? So, and the thing about arm wrestling is I naturally, instinctively, like if I hit you in an angle and you stop there, I immediately transferred. Or if I try to go inside and as I'm dragging you, your wrist folds because it's the weak link. I just went into top roll, not on purpose. I was trying to hook you, but your wrist is weak, so I top rolled you. And not weak, just weak by comparison.
Yes. I mean, something's going to give. It's like a chain. It doesn't matter, how big the chain is. If one link is 100%. Weak, it's snapping.
Some words are overused way too much. Oh, this guy's weak. Well, no, that part of him is weaker.
Because it's actually very strong.
I've seen people talk about Corey and say he's weak. I'm like, compared to what? Like,
Yeah.
like a semi-truck, I mean, like a gorilla. What's he weak compared to? Because that's one of the strongest human beings I've ever met, right?
I feel like a lot of people that say that kind of stuff, they're just saying stuff to say it.
There is a lot of that. There's
A lot of times, the guy behind the keyboard is probably not at all capable of even dealing with somebody like Corey.
Oh, well, there's very few people that are. So, but yeah, you're absolutely right. So percentage averages is going to be definitely that's the case. The other thing that's over is strength is so subjective. People are like, I know a guy, my buddy, he's stronger than you. I'm like, no, his bench press muscles are stronger than mine. My arm wrestling muscles are highly developed. It's just very subjective, the strength. Like world's strongest men, you would think that they would have, because their hands or grip are so strong from doing farmer's walks and everything, but you get them on the table and it doesn't translate.
Yeah.
Now, if you take someone like Brian Shaw and you let him commit 5 to 10 years to arm wrestling, like we all might be in trouble. 6'8", 450.
Yes.
Yeah, and one of the strongest grips in the world. Yeah, we might be screwed.
Start focusing on the
yeah,
keys.
but no one transitions over immediately. Now there might be some weirdo in the Congo or some Nordic country that just takes trees and chops them down with his bare hand. I don't know. There might be somebody out there that just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Because there are exceptions, but the general rule is you will not walk off the street. It's like I'm pretty good at basketball. Michael Jordan came down. None of us going to beat him in basketball if we all played basketball back to back. So it's not unrealistic to think I could set an arm wrestling table up in Hot Springs and arm wrestle 1,000 people back to back and never lose a match. The Guinness World Record is actually like 1,040 something in 24 hours.
In 24 hours?
Which I do plan on breaking this year or next year.
When are you planning on breaking it?
Well, I'm in discussions with the right person to do it with or group to do it with. And I personally, this information I probably shouldn't share, but I want to do 1776 either on 4th of July or Veterans Day or something.
Dude, that'd be so sweet.
That's
the number you're going to go for?
Well, yeah, it's really representative of this amazing country you get to live in, and
absolutely.
So why not, right? So
what's more American than that?
There you go. And
mixing that with arm
1,776 people is going to be a task. It's not unless I get a bunch of little kids start wrestling. But either way, that might get tiring.
You pull from like eight school districts.
Hey, come on over. But yeah, I mean, I think it'd be fun to do. I think the way they want to do it is Guinness would actually come out. At the moment I break the record, they'd announce me as a new world champion, and then I would just keep going, or new world record, and then I just keep going until I get to that number. The hardest thing about setting up something like that is finding an event space large enough that will have at least that many people. So I think we're going to have to do some sort of.
And you got to regulate time as well, because.
Yeah, I mean, because you don't want 1,770 people just waiting around like they're going to go. So first 100 at 9 a.m., second 100 at.
And then as you're going throughout the day, like, 11 o'clock people are here.
Yeah.
I'm only like 35 people into my 10 o'clocks. So
right.
We don't have time.
Exactly. You never know. I think. So we need an online registration. We need an online release form signed, because I think it'll be like just herding cattle. Shake your hands, boom, bam. Okay. Next, shake your hands.
What's going on?
Get a selfie, boom, that's back. You know what I'm saying? So I think it'd be fun to try.
Dude, it'd be cool. That's a great idea.
I think it's a great way, especially if we do it here in Arkansas. I think it's probably going to happen in Hot Springs. That would help expose people to Hot Springs, especially Guinness World Record attempt happening in Hot Springs. I think we can get a lot of media behind it.
That'd be awesome, man.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Locally, that'd be really cool.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool.
Let me ask you one more question.
Let's do it.
All right, one more question. Just because I'm curious and I got my big match coming up, I'm just trying to learn here as much as I can.
All right.
But so arm wrestling, I know you have to have a lot of stamina as well, as far as strength. But when you train at this part of your career, do you train for just the 1-2 rep of just heavy, or are you stamina based?
Okay, so I've recently started doing this lift that Devin Larrett does, and it's kind of test your pronator. We talked about it earlier. I think you have the stuff here.
Oh, yeah.
I'd only tried it 3 times. I think Devin holds possibly an unofficial world record, 150, 155 or something. Obviously, I'm with the new bicep. I hit 128 the first time. We did a video. I got 130, 131, and I did 133 yesterday. So
you're climbing.
That's only within 2 weeks. So I think if I stay consistent with that training without getting further injured, by the end of the year, I'm closing in on his number, right? Which can only help.
That's a lot.
Most of my arm wrestling is done this way. Most of my training is I train conventional workouts, chest, back, arms, legs, shoulders. Inside those workouts, I do arm wrestling specific training. Reverse wrist rolls on a 2-inch stick pipe, forward wrist rolls on these softball type things as a roller, spinning handle cable pulls with battle ropes. Now, people think battle ropes, that's easy. Well, it's not once your hands are pumped. Trying to hold on to an 1.5 inch thick rope and slapping them down.
Blood in there.
Yeah, your hands and wrists are full of blood. Yeah. And so many people are like, well, if my hand wouldn't have got pumped out of one. So I do all my arm wrestling specific stuff once my hands are pumped. So
you're training for the worst case scenario.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, that's how I feel like you have to prepare, because if you It's like in Rocky, I guess it's Rambo, or like what you call hell, he calls home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like if I train in worst case scenario, I never am caught off guard by something.
You're never surprised.
I'm used to it. I live there.
And then if it doesn't happen, you're like even better off.
Absolutely.
Like now you were totally screwed.
Yeah, I was going to beat you before anyway, but now really
it's over. Yeah.
So that's just always been my mentality going to it. Train, I can go 100% of my maximum effort for up to 10 minutes. So in the match, because I'd train for like nonstop, never not have weights in my hand, never not doing something. So when the match stops, I know that once the match stops, I can go longer than you.
Yeah.
People are like, "Will you ever think about quitting in the middle of the match?" I'm like, "Yeah." But I know if I'm thinking about quitting, I know that dude's about to quit.
Yeah. If I'm getting
close to quitting, that guy's about to quit right now. He might pass out. Who knows?
Yeah. How long does a match typically take?
Most arm wrestling,
like a serious match where
most arm wrestling matches are seconds. I'm the guy that has the minute, 2 minute, 3, like
sitting there just.
Oh God, I've been in some grinders. I have the fastest pin in WAL history, which is against Devin Larrett, round 4, WL406, quarter of a second maybe. Wow. To the point where I flashed him and he's still pulling. I'm like, it's over with, buddy. Like,
it's done.
Now the year before that, I pulled a few months before that, I pulled Jerry Caderet, where I fractured the metacarpal in my hand from the strap. The buckle in the strap broke the back of my hand in the middle of the match. We had an over 7-minute restart. Like it was 7 minutes once it restarted.
Wow.
Yeah, 7-minute long match.
Dude, talking about pump.
Horrible.
God.
And this is a 330-pound, 600-pound bench presser just laying on your arm with a bent wrist press. Horrible match.
Yeah, those are you just gotta be willing to leave it on the line.
Well, yeah, I mean, the fracture in the hand, I felt it in the match. Like, so I just broke something in my hand, you know.
Oh, you knew instantly.
You
probably got really good body to mind connection to that kind of stuff too.
Well, I mean, it's just, and the thing is, it's just because I've done it so many times over and over and over, you know if something's not right.
Yeah, you can just tell.
Right.
Well, man, I'm super pumped about the match. I'm really pumped about the practice first.
I'm excited to see you. I'm excited to get with you on some other guys and see how you pull naturally with them. Find out what are your strengths, what areas we might want to work on. Honestly, listen, it's 68 days. I don't think we really need to work too much on your weaknesses. We need to try to increase your strengths and perfect your strengths so that you have a lane that you can expose, right?
Yeah, I gotta maximize where I can get.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really have time to learn how to do something different. We just need to get what you're doing now.
But there is 68 nights too. Don't forget about those.
I forgot about the nights. You're right. So I guess we can be world champion in 68 days probably.
Pretty much. 68 days seems like it's plenty.
Yeah, maybe a couple world titles in that time.
Maybe.
Who knows?
I mean, it's a long ways away. Well, man, it was great to have you back.
I appreciate it, man.
We had a great time last time you were on the show, and this time was no different.
Hey, I had a blast. This is a lot of fun. It's easy when you just get to talk to somebody about, like, I want to hear your story. I know you've already put it out there, but I want to find out more about you and what you guys do and what's going on for your future, what things you're a young man. Like I'm over twice your age, so yeah, that's horrible. But it'd be cool to see what you
can't beat your arm wrestling. Well,
that's never gonna happen. But
hey, don't say that. Don't you say that?
Well, I gotta have that winning mentality, right?
I gotta get these 68 days past me.
I forgot about the 68 days and the nights. I forgot. Crap.
Days and nights.
I might be in trouble.
Don't forget the nights.
I might be in trouble.
Yeah, don't forget the nights.
Yeah, but hey, we have to do it again sometime. And
absolutely, man.
I forgot to mention on the last one, if you guys want to follow, subscribe, like Monster Michael Todd, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all that good stuff. Like I said, you can watch him live on my YouTube channel.
Go check out the Monster. Yeah. Y'all need to go check out the Monster. If you've never seen Michael Todd arm wrestle, dude, you haven't seen nothing. Dude is called the Monster for a reason. He walked through the hallway the other day. And I seen the lights were off in the hallway, but the lights were on the other side of the hallway. So all I seen was a silhouette. And I was like, I know why they call him the Monster. I mean, he just looks like a beast walking through there. But yeah, man, it was a blast.
Yes, sir.
I'm excited. We got a lot of big things coming up. And
a lot of fun stuff. Skydiving.
I'm ready to just hit it hard. Like, yeah, I'm right there with you. You want to do some crazy stuff? Let's do some crazy.
I'm 100% down for crazy stuff. I mean, I'm excited about the 68 days and nights for your training, all that stuff. But once we get done with that, like, we got to step it up a notch and do some really crazy stuff, man. Have fun.
Absolutely. Well, like, subscribe, hit that the notification bell. Follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Hit all that. Check out the race videos. We got new ones coming out, and stay tuned.